Welcome to the Speaker Podcast. I'm your host, Camille Essick, and on this podcast, I cover topics ranging from entrepreneurship to relationships to beauty, wellness, and empowerment. Each week, I explore topics impacting women looking to start a business, heal from past hurts, or looking to start a new chapter in life. Let's get started. Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Speaker Podcast. I'm your host, Camille Essick, and today I want to talk about the power of loss or release. So, my first question is, have you ever noticed some of your greatest ideas or moments of motivation or periods of productivity came after being released from a job or relationship or friendship, business, whatever? And you're thinking why is that? Why is it that some of your greatest moments of inspiration came after the demise of something like a job or a relationship? Um, Honestly, as far as a relationship or even your job, sometimes you can become so wrapped up in a person or place situation that you negate your own inner compass, or that little voice telling you, explore something different, step outside of the box or your circle. And you do it because it may be out of fear of the exploration of this new path, less traveled, the fear of the unknown. You're comfortable, or maybe you're complacent. Maybe you want to move to a new city, but you're afraid to leave behind friends or family just because it's what the routine is predictable. But as a result, the journey, it may be lonely. Maybe you're moving to a new city and you don't have that support system, but yet something inside of you is pulling you, but you're afraid to let go or to move on. And trust me, that can be very scary. But you need to know that release it's a powerful thing. And even when you don't realize it, there's a powerful thing that transpires when release happens. In life, we all experience release at some point, whether, like I said, it may come from a job or relationship, friendship, or a combination of all of the above. And it can even happen at the same time. And that type of blow in the timing of life events can be very traumatic or very detrimental, and that's why it's important to have a solid sense about yourself, a foundation, and a good, strong um, tribe or village or people around you in those moments. Because initially, one may experience confusion or anger or sadness or regret or all of the various stages of life at the same time. And it's key not to get stuck in any of those stages once the release takes place. You need to take a moment and think about people who have bookmarked you in various chapters of your life when it comes to anger or sadness or confusion resulting from a form of release, of separation from someone or something, meaning don't bottle those feelings in. If you're angry, be angry. If you're sad, be sad, but don't stay there. Grieve the loss, grieve the end of the job or the relationship or whatever, maybe even the death of a loved one. It's okay to cry. We're human. And my grandmother used to always tell me there's more room out than in. There's more room out than in, meaning, you don't want to keep those things just bottled up, because two things will happen. You're either going to implode or you're going to explode. So with that being said, you want to process those feelings, but do so in a healthy way. Some people, they can become, guys, so fixated on the loss, they fail to see what is truly gained in the situation or the blessing in it. What is, it's like they stay there like a hamster on the wheel or a carousel just going round and round, and they cannot move past that rejection or that abandonment or that divorce or being laid off or losing the house or the eviction or the repossession or the bankruptcy or the failed business or the break in the marriage, and they just like a rut, and they can't get out of it. But you need to know it's an opportunity to reflect on the experience and also to take an inventory on yourself. One of life's greatest fears is the fear of the unknown. And yet, there's a great power at work directing our purpose, our future, our destiny to something greater that we could not even imagine. And because we are purpose, we must forge and go forward with our destiny. And in doing so, a release has to take place. Like, you hear the analogy all the time about airplane. If you want to go higher, you can't. A plane can't fly as high as the altitude because of there's a weight limit on baggage. If the plane has too much baggage, it's gonna crash. And that analogy is very true. So in order to go to another altitude, you gotta lighten your load. You gotta make that release. It's like the domino in the chain reaction. If you've ever seen those domino contests, I don't even know if they still do that anymore, but they'll make like a pattern or just line up dominoes, and that first domino will fall, and it's like boom, a chain reaction. And it's like that with the release. You begin to experience a series of events in your life, and it shifts the path of your current journey. So it's like this happened and this happened and this happened. If you had stayed in a relationship, you would not have gone back to school. If you had not gone back to school, you would not have been able to get the better job, to make more money, to build a house, to pay off some bills, to get out of debt. Think about it. If you think about if you had to move to this city versus this one, just take some time to sit back and think about, let me say this, even in relationships, rejection. How many people can say you had a person, or maybe you dated a few people in your life, and in that time you thought, oh, this is the one, oh, I love him, oh my God, I love her. You're making plans, and the relationship tanked, whether they cheated or they walked away, whatever happened, the divorce failed, I don't know your situation. But think about the people you could have married, and then you just, that Saturday morning or late Friday night, you're bored and you're just in your bed or on the couch in your Chase lounge, scrolling through social media, and and you see that person, and you just like, "Ooh, thank you, Jesus. I thank God you let that one fall through." How many people can say they are so thankful that a relationship fell apart because you see them now and you go, "Ooh, child, that could have been me. Lord, I thank you." Like, it's real. We have all done that. So, look, all release is not bad, okay? It's really not. Initially, it may, be hurtful and confusing, and you want to wait until exhale. Angela Bassett burnt up the car. Jasmine Sullivan bust the windows out your car, mad, angry. You're hot, you're heated, you hot. But you know what? They're not worth the charge in catching the case. They're not worth it. And it comes, actually, it's an opportunity to explore a new idea, a talent, skill, or gift, or the person that's really meant to be in your life that is a blessing, like a godsend. And you never would have gotten that job or moved to the city or met Mr. or Miss Right if you had stayed in this situation over here. So the break or the release, it transforms you into a place of productivity and creativity and enlightenment. Because why? You're not so focused on, did I miss their phone call? When are they gonna text me? You're mentally preoccupied with this person. You can't even think about your brand or podcast or book or your business or going back to school or losing the weight or whatever it is that's really meant for you to do because you're so fixated on this individual or this situation. It's like a distraction. So it's just a matter of how the release is perceived. You can sit there and woe is me and cry and look at it as a lemon, or you can say, hey, it's a lemon, but you know what? I got some water, I have some sugar. Let's just make this thing into lemonade. How about that? And work it to your benefit. So the moment you realize that it's really a blessing is the moment you embrace your victory in that situation. So it's not always bad. Look at the bright side. Look at the bigger picture. And sometimes you go through those bad things and you can take that experience and then share it with your friend, your brother, your sister, or even somebody you meet randomly and say, hey, you know what? I went through that and I survived it. What's that saying? Your misery is your ministry. Um, and sometimes what you go through, I know it's cliche, is not for you. Maybe it's to help someone else so they can see, you know what? I'm not the only one. If they made it, I can make it. Well, that's the end of this episode. I hope everyone has enjoyed it and I would love to hear from you. You can email me at kamikiminklashes@gmail.com and be sure to follow me on Instagram at kamikimink. Slay with me, guys. This season of slaying is year round, but you know, in spring, we love to refresh our look. So you can shop with me at www.kamikimink.com and catch new episodes each week on iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube. And thank you for tuning in. And until next time, be blessed.